Hey guys, Tempo Storms Redact here, coming to you today with a call-out guide for Oasis's Gardens map. This map has a lot of med packs. There's a big med there, there's a small med down there, there's a small med down there, and there's another one behind the point in the pit, and there's another big one by the point itself there. But it's really important to remember those. They each sort of do have different labels apart from the small ones, because the small ones aren't so important. But either way, it's very important to play around those and remember where they are. But let's start with the callouts. So we got this general area, even though it's quite large, we'll call this spawn. This area here, we'll call this main. This path, whilst it is coming from the spawn, it actually is relatively close to a really important part, so you do need to know the name of this, so we'll call this main here. But let's start with down here in this little pathway. It's not that important, not used as much, but we'll call this connector, because it just connects you to behind the big med area. This area here, we can just call this big med, this whole area, even down here as well where I am, inside there, down here, we'll call this big med. And we'll call it different areas of this based on where they are. So we got inside big med is when you're inside there, their side of big med near point, or behind big med when you come down here, because it feels like the back of the big med. And whenever they're coming to the point itself, this is the point, you can easily say they're coming from big med to point when they're coming through these sort of stairs. But let's go back and have a look at lounge. So this area here we'll call it lounge because it's a very loungy looking area. Then we got outside stairs here, and we got outside, and this is the outside med. This is a pretty important one. A lot of these places, even though they're quite often in different random areas, they're very close to the point. They're all used quite a bit. This down here will be our pit and their pit, and this side next to the point will be pit. It's the lowest area of the map, so it's easy to call it pit, and you got two sides of it, so it's easy to say our pit, their pit, or just pit if they're this one on its own. And again, another med pack here. Okay, so let's tour the outside. We got there, we got our pit, we got outside, we got outside stairs, we got lounge, and this area here we'll call this mid. Back there we had main, going near to the big med here. So we've got main here, it's the main path from the spawn to the big med. But this is mid, mostly because it doesn't really have a distinct sort of something you can label it with. Also, it kind of feels like the middle of the point, because you've got their side and our side. They can go there, mid, our mid. Rather than saying just next to the point, can be really anything depending on which way you're facing. But if you know if it's their mid, our mid sort of deal, you know specifically where they're talking about, or they're hiding behind their mid, right here, hiding behind this pole sort of deal. And this area up here, we got top. It's the only real high ground in the map, apart from this window over here, which we'll just call window. But this area here is top, including all here. You can say the top ledge if they're playing right there, or just say on top of point, in all honesty. It's really easy. And then you just got top back here, and then top stairs, and our top stairs, their top stairs sort of deal for each side. Just like every other King of the Hill map, you've got a lot of ours and theirs. So you remember, you'll have a lot of stuff where you're calling it their lounge, our lounge, their side of this, our side of this, sort of deal like that. Their side of outside med, our side of outside med, all that sort of stuff. And up here we got window itself, mentioned it before. It's the highest point of the map that's really relevant, but since it's really specifically on its own, it's easy to just call it window, or sometimes even perch. You got the point itself, and you can go below the point if you want to refer to something being under that specifically. Just say the point, or their side of point, our side of point sort of deal. And then they got the pit back there. A lot of the stuff when it comes to connecting like these different archways, there's a lot of left and right archways sort of deal. You can call them left and right depending on where your team's situated, but it's really easy to, if you just get used to calling stuff like they're coming from their side of big med, they're coming from our side of big med, they're coming from their mid, sort of deal like that. You don't have to worry about left and right, because there are quite a few different ways that you can be confused on this sort of map, and you won't have any problems with communicating once you get those clear. Hopefully this video has been informative and helped you out. Thank you so much for watching, and check out the other videos on the channel.